The Many Awakenings, a transmission for the chosen ones. You are not who you were. To the ones this message is meant for. You are not listening to this by accident. You have begun to question. You have begun to remember. And whether you know it or not, you have already awakened. Not fully, perhaps. Not yet into the entirety of your truth. But something inside of you stirred. A spark, a shift, a sacred discomfort. That was the call. This transmission is not to teach you something new, but to help you remember what you already know. Because that is what a spiritual awakening truly is. Not learning, but remembering. Not becoming, but realizing. Not adding more, but peeling back layers until only truth remains. You are not becoming something greater. You are returning to what you have always been. Please like, subscribe, and comment below so we know you're here and connected to Source. What is a spiritual awakening? A spiritual awakening is the unraveling of the illusion. It is the moment the soul pierces through the fog of conditioning and whispers, "There is more than this. You are more than this." It is not a religion. It is not a trend. It is not an escape. It is a return to the eternal self, the infinite presence that existed before your name, your memories, your story. A spiritual awakening is a breaking, a shedding, a crumbling of all that is false, so that only the real remains. And it is different for everyone. For some, it comes in silence. For others, in chaos. For some, in grief. For others, in a single question. What if this world isn't what it seems? Once that seed is planted, once the veil is pierced, there is no going back. You cannot unsee what has been seen. You cannot unknow what has been remembered. The first awakening, the outer world unveiled. For many, the journey begins externally. It is the sudden realization that the world around us is not as it appears. You begin to see the systems, the programming, the illusion, the matrix. You realize that much of what you were taught to believe was not truth, but control. You see the media for what it is, manipulation. You see the education system for what it is, conditioning. You see the news, the politics, the institutions, and you begin to feel like a stranger in a world you once trusted. This is not paranoia. This is discernment awakening. Your eyes adjust to the light, and the veil begins to lift. You may feel angry, betrayed, overwhelmed, confused. This is natural. You are grieving the loss of illusion. And in that grief, truth is born. The hidden hand behind the veil. Let us go deeper. Behind the curtain of this world lies the architecture of a system designed to keep you asleep. False timelines, false identities, false histories, energy harvesting, soul contracts twisted through fear. This planet has been hijacked by forces who do not want humanity to remember their power. But the chosen ones, you, are immune to the full hypnosis. You are seeded with codes of remembrance. You see the symbols. You hear the hidden language. You decode the whispers between the lines. You awaken to the fact that this realm is not neutral. It is a battleground of light and shadow, where the ultimate war is not for land, but for consciousness. And once you realize this, you can never again be a passive participant. The second awakening, the inner self revealed. After the outer world falls apart, you are led inward. Here lies the second awakening, the return to self. This is when you stop pointing outward and begin asking the deeper question, who am I truly? You are not your name. not your trauma, not your job, not your status, not your body. You are not even your thoughts. You are consciousness itself. You are the still awareness behind the noise. You are the spark of source, individuated into form, walking earth with amnesia, until now. And when you begin to awaken to this truth, your entire inner world transforms. You begin to feel your energy again. You begin to remember your gifts. You begin to recognize divine guidance. You begin to trust yourself. The awakening is not one event. Let us correct a common misunderstanding. Awakening is not a one-time event. It is a spiral, a series of initiations, a process of continual expansion. You will awaken many times, each layer revealing something deeper. More truth, more light, more responsibility, more remembrance. You may awaken to the matrix around you, the soul within you, the mission you came for, the multidimensional reality you belong to, the higher selves guiding you, the collective wounds you're here to heal, the ancient lifetimes returning through memory. And each time you think you've made it, another veil lifts. This is the path of the chosen. Each awakening deepens your compassion, sharpens your discernment, and expands your field of influence. You are not waking up once. You are remembering yourself in layers, across time, across space, across dimensions. The power within you. Let this be the moment you remember. There is nothing outside of you that is more powerful than what lives within you. You are not sent here weak or blind. You are a master soul, ancient, wise, encoded with keys. Your very being is a technology of light. Your body is a portal. Your voice is a spell. Your thoughts are architects of reality. You have been told that you are small, but you were created to shift worlds. The awakening is not just to see the truth. It is to embody the truth, to walk as light in a world of shadow, to speak as soul in a world of noise, to love as source in a world of fear. You are the remembrance. You are the vibration that disrupts the dream of separation. When your perception changes. One of the most sacred signs of true awakening is this. Your perception shifts. You no longer see others as enemies. You no longer worship the external. You no longer chase what you used to crave. What once mattered no longer does. What once seemed impossible now feels inevitable. Your inner dialogue transforms. The voice of judgment softens. The voice of intuition grows louder. The inner critic becomes the inner guide. And the world reflects this shift. You meet new people, those who speak your soul's language. You see synchronicities, numbers, symbols, messages. You are led not by logic, but by resonance. You realize you are not here to fix the world. You are here to become yourself fully. And in doing so, the world around you reshapes. The pain of awakening. Let us not pretend it is all light. Awakening often brings with it a shattering of illusions, relationships, identities, comfort zones. You may feel isolated. You may lose people. You may lose your old sense of purpose. This is the sacred death, the death of what you are not, so that what you are can rise. Do not resist the falling away. Mourn, but do not attach. You are being emptied so that the truth of you can pour in. The pain you feel is the pain of rebirth, and you were born for this. Integration, becoming the embodied truth. Awakening is not complete at the moment of realization. That is only the beginning. The next stage is integration, where the truth you remember becomes the truth you live. You begin to walk differently. You speak more consciously. You pause before reacting. You listen more deeply. To others, yes, but also to your soul. The information becomes transformation. The remembrance becomes embodiment. You no longer seek the external world to validate your worth because you've met the source within. You begin to understand the rhythms of energy. You recognize when your vibration is calling in certain lessons. You shift your timeline not by force, but by alignment. You stop trying to awaken others by convincing them and instead focus on becoming the living proof of your own light. Your life becomes your teaching. Your presence becomes your transmission. This is the path of the chosen. Not to preach, not to convert, but to radiate truth so fully that others cannot help but remember who they are. The many forms of awakening. Awakening is not only about spiritual insight, it touches every area of your being: mind, body, soul, relationships, purpose. You may experience awakening through sudden insight, shamanic journeying, kundalini activation, heartbreak, death of a loved one, spiritual downloads, soul recognition of someone familiar, nature's silence, dreams that feel more real than waking life, visions, numbers, synchronicities, galactic contact, or remembering lifetimes elsewhere, complete collapse of what once made sense. There is no right path, only your path. Honor your experience however it unfolds. Even the mess, the pain, the chaos, it's sacred. Remember, awakening does not require perfection. It requires presence. Why many resist. To awaken is to return to truth. But truth can feel terrifying to those still clinging to illusion. That's why so many resist. Awakening means taking responsibility for your energy. It means seeing where you were complicit in your own limitation. It means facing the lies you've lived inside of. It can dismantle careers. It can dissolve marriages. It can destroy identities built on sand. So, some turn away, they go back to sleep, they numb, they distract, but you kept going. Even when it hurt, even when you were alone, even when it made no sense, you followed the feeling, you followed the knowing. And that, beloved, is why you are here now. You are ready for the next level of awakening. The chain reaction of light. When one being awakens, they become a lighthouse, not by shouting truth, but by being truth. Others will be drawn to your frequency. They won't understand why. They will just feel safe, seen, remembered. Your very presence will begin to activate others. Your eyes will carry remembrance. Your voice will recalibrate. This is how awakening spreads, from field to field, from light to light, from one soul remembering to many remembering together. You are not here just for yourself. You are a key code in the collective human grid, and every time you expand, so does the whole. There is no final awakening. This path is infinite. Even after the illusions dissolve, even after you feel aligned, even after you step into your mission, there is still more to feel, more to integrate, more to remember. You are not chasing a finish line. You are swimming in an eternal spiral of becoming, and that is beautiful. Allow yourself to awaken again and again, to deeper love, to subtler energies, to higher dimensions, to the infinite self behind the self. You are not ascending a staircase. You are returning to limitless truth, one sacred breath at a time. A message from your higher self. You are not broken. You are breaking free. You are not behind. You are unfolding at the perfect pace. You are not failing. You are remembering. Through each tear, each breakthrough, each choice, to keep going. Let this be the moment you anchor back into trust. Let this be the breath where you drop back into your center. Let this be the remembrance that you were never separate from the source. You were never alone. You were never powerless. You were always chosen. Final transmission. This is the final hour of sleep. The world is splitting. Two earths. One of forgetting. One of remembrance. One where souls loop endlessly in distraction and fear. One where souls rise, create, and rewire reality itself. The time for choosing is over. You have already chosen. You are here, listening to this now, because you said yes before time even began. You said, I will go into the dream. I will forget. I will feel the pain. I will walk through fire. I will lose myself. And then I will remember. And when I do, I will help others do the same. This was your vow. This is your moment. To the ones who feel tired, we see you. You who have held the light when no one else would or could. You who have cried in silence. You who have been the black sheep, the healer, the warrior, the guide, the lighthouse. We know the burden. But listen, you are not alone. Your soul tribe is awakening. Your light has not gone unnoticed. The universe has been tracking every breath, every sacrifice, every time you chose truth over ease. And now, the support is arriving. You were never meant to carry it all alone. The time of unity has begun. Please be sure to comment below, like and subscribe to stay aligned and connected to Source.